And then you can tell us the story, which this story is related to which shloka?
Verse 72, ma'am.
Excellent. 1 minute, we'll start with prayer, then we'll recite the shloka, and then you tell us the story, and then we'll proceed from there. Okay?
Okay.
Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. Okay, continuing our manana on the Bhagavad Gita chapter 2. We shall chant shloka number 72, which is the concluding shloka of chapter 2. And then we shall contemplate on the meaning of the same. Okay, I will share the... What am I doing? Am I sharing anything? I'm getting confused. Just a minute.
Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati Sthitas Samyanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvana Muchati.
Very good. Yeah, anyone has the shloka with them, they can share. I'll just share this.
Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati Sita Swamyanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvanam Richati.
Excellent. Next.
Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati Stitva Syamanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvanam Richati.
Isha Brahmi Stitihi Partha Nainam Prapya Vibhuyati Stitvasyam Antakalepi Brahma Nirvana Uchati.
Okay.
Esha Brahmi Stitih Partha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati Stitva Syam Antakalepi Brahma Nirvanam Richati.
Padma.
Yesha Brahm.
Yes, Anu, carry on.
Esha
Brahmi Sthiti Partha
Nainam Prapya
Vimuhyati
Sthiti Vasya
Vasyam
Antakali Pi Brahma
Nirvanam.
Richati.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati Stitva Syamanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvanam Richati.
Super. Next.
Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati Stitva Syamanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvanam Richati.
Okay. Are we all done?
Yesha Brahmi Stitih Partha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati Stitva Syamanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvanam Richati.
Excellent. Very good. So, yes, who wants to share understanding of this shloka? O Partha, such is the state of an enlightened soul that, having attained it, one is never again deluded. Being established in this consciousness, even at the hour of death, one is liberated from the cycle of life and death and reaches the supreme abode of God. This is the meaning of the shloka. So all of you can share. Padmaja, Chandra, to start with. Kamala, if you have,
Mama,
and then all of us.
I'll read it.
Ah.
The translation is, having obtained this Brahmi state, man is not deluded. Being established in this even at the end of life, man attains oneness with Brahman, that is moksha. And the final goal of Vedanta is set forth here. All the practices, restraint of the senses, mind control, abandoning all egocentric thoughts and feelings, having no consciousness of me and mine, lead to the ultimate union of the individual being with the Supreme Self. The individual who thought of himself as a separate entity now realizes that he is no other than the Self, which is the reality in himself and in all beings. This is the Brahmi state. By constant meditation on the self, the individual being becomes that, even as the worm becomes the bee by contemplating on it deeply and continuously. When the Brahmi state is reached, all delusions cease, all doubts are cleared, the absolute truth is realized. The Lord declares that the sage who has attained this state will not be subject to delusion at any time thereafter. Even at the end of life, it does not mean that man attains the Brahmi state in the last moments of his life. It means that he retains the supreme state even at the end of life. Such a man attains moksha, the highest state of freedom and bliss. It is not possible to reach the state in the last moments of life. If one had not struggled for it through a whole lifetime by performing sadhana, even in old age, one should retain the memory of the supreme realization. What is acquired by long practice should be kept fresh in the mind, even in the last moments of one's life. The body and the mind are weak in old age. So the practice, sadhana, should begin when one is young and strong. The bad tendencies should be gradually eliminated. The mind should be purified and turned towards the self. And constant meditation on the self will lead to samadhi. And in samadhi, man realizes his oneness with Brahman. The Lord declares that he should be remembered at all times, not simply at the time of death. Moreover, one who thinks of and practices during a whole lifetime would be in the mind at the last moments. So continuous practice is necessary. No one can say when the end may come. So uninterrupted sadhana should go on from day to day, even from childhood. Then it does not matter when the end comes, he will be ready to face it because he knows the truth. So instead of wasting time in foolish pursuits and vain endeavors, let the seeker start the sadhana at once and realize the truth. The answer is oneness with Brahman acquired through the conquest of desires, self-control, meditation on Atma is the Brahman state. So at all times, including the moments of death, man should retain this experience. And the individual being attains moksha, the state of supreme freedom and bliss. So this is the explanation.
Very good. Very nice. Yeah, everything has been said. Yes, Padmaja.
Yes, so what happens to the soul upon God realization?
Yeah.
So Krishna says that Arjun, when the soul gets mastery over the desire, then that soul reaches Brahmi Sthiti, the state of enlightenment. Right now, we are in the bondage of Maya. We think I am the body, this person is mine, this is mine. In this consciousness, we are performing karmas. Such kind of karmas are binding us, and this bondage is of many lifetimes. And there is avidya or ignorance here. So he also talks about three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas, goodness, passion, and ignorance. So many bonds of material energy have got the soul in the mesh. So Sri Krishna said, when you attach your mind to me, you will receive the divine grace. When you attach your mind to me, you will receive the divine grace. And when that grace descends, you will not just be free from desires, but you will be free from the cause, which is Maya. World will still exist, but Maya will no longer bind you. You are liberated from Maya while you are living. Now, there are no karmas, there is no avidya, no ignorance.
And that person is, there's a small proverb called Swairama Charanti Munyapi na Nahaya Manas, which means that person is working in the world totally free for the sake, for the benefit of others. And when that person's prarabdha is finished, he leaves the body and goes to the abode of God. That Brahmasthiti or Brahmisthiti or state of liberation can be achieved even while living. That's the explanation.
Wow. So nice. Even to talk about this is so beautiful, right? Mama Maya Duratyaya, he says. My Maya is, it's terrible. If you don't surrender to me, it's impossible that you will come out of Maya, says Krishna in the Gita later also. So it's not easy to come out of it. How much ever you talk about this, that and all, ultimately it is just surrender to Krishna with Jnana, with or without, he says. Even if you are without Jnana also, fine, but you surrender to me. I will take you across. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Okay. So we have to retain this until our last breath. Okay. Like Chandra first read out, unless we practice it each and every day throughout our life, it's impossible that at the last moment you will remember anything but what you're thinking of all the time.
And also some people think, let us practice age ide ankondo. So that is not okay. You should start from the beginning. Even for children, we should teach them from now on.
That's why we have Megha here. Yeah. We have got 20 Gita circles in our own Lord's Foundation with children in all the circles. And like that, so many people are doing this Gita Jnana Yajna across the world. So many organizations. So wonderful. Good. Who else wants to share now? Megha, your story?
Yes, ma'am. There are two. Shall I narrate both of them or just a single one?
You first tell us one. We will discuss that. First one.
Okay. Last 24 minutes. Once upon a time, there was a war between the demigods and the demons. The king of demigods, Indra, came to earth and requested a powerful king named Katwanga to help them. The king agreed and helped them vanquish the demons. It was a very big war. Pleased with his timely help, Indra told Khatwanga to ask for a boon. The king wanted salvation from this world, but the demigods couldn't give that. So they told him to ask for another boon. The king then asked them to tell when his death time would come. But sadly, it was very soon. In 24 minutes, he therefore requested the demigods to take him to earth, and they did so. He sat in a lotus position like a Muni and meditated on Lord Vishnu. The meditation was intense, and before he fell down dead, he had attained enlightenment.
Beautiful. So when he was told he just got 24 minutes, he meditated so intensely. No, Megha?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't we do it? Because we don't know, no? We don't know. Nobody has told us. Even though we know that the end is just round the corner, anytime it can come, we don't realize. We act as if we are immortal. Yeah, that's the problem with us. We thought nothing will happen to me. All bad things will happen to other people, not me. Yeah, that's the problem. Very beautiful. Anyone wants to share? Anyone else has anything to share? Then Megha will tell us another story. Nobody has anything to say on this. Okay. Okay, let's one more, and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Liberation of King Parikshit. King Parikshit was the son of Abhimanyu and grandson of Arjuna. When Pandavas decided to go for Vanaprastha after abdicating the throne, Parikshita became a king of Hastinapur. He was a just king. Once King Parikshit, during a hunting expedition, lost his way and reached the ashram of Shamika Rishi. The king was thirsty and hungry and asked for water. But the sage, who was in deep meditation, did not respond. In a fit of rage, Parikshit picked up a dead snake and put it around the neck of the sage and left the place. Shangi, son of Shamika, returned to the ashram and saw the appalling sight and cursed that whoever did this heinous act will die on the seventh day through the bite of snake Takshaka.
Okay.
Parikshita, who was crestfallen on hearing the news of the curse, was visited by Shukadeva, son of Vyasa. Parikshita wanted to know what a person who is destined to die soon should do. The sage then narrated the Bhagavad Puran. The king realized the miseries of earthly life and was ready to accept his fate. On the seventh day, he died, being bitten by Takshaka. He also achieved liberation by listening to Bhagavad Purana by sage Shukadeva in the last 7 days.
Very good. So both stories are very beautiful and they tell us how during the last stages, if you are immersed in God, you will attain Brahmi Sthiti. Good.
Yes.
Thank you, Megha. Thank you so much. So this Brahmi Sthiti, it is a state or what?
No.
Anyone can answer. No, it is not a state, then what is it?
Being enlightened.
Okay. Very nice.
I think it's complete transformation.
Brahmi
It's
is
like how
Hmm.
milk becomes yogurt. It cannot go back. Yogurt cannot.
It's irreversible. Correct.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Tell Megha.
I have to leave for school. Can I leave?
Yes, please. Carry on. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you so much. So this is Brahmi Sthiti is not a state. Then what else is it? If it's not a state, what is it? Anyone please unmute and answer. No problem.
I think it's a state. It's a state of the mind, but it's an irreversible. Where one has merged.
I think a self-realized soul can be said that he is in Brahmi Sthiti. As simple as that.
All right. Anything
It's more
else? Any other
It's a
input?
liberation from the material bondage.
Correct. It's a liberation from material bondage. Okay.
because they understand the difference between the soul which is permanent and this is impermanent, and they know the difference.
Atma, Anatma difference.
Yeah.
Okay. What I was trying to say is this Brahmi Sthiti is not a state. It is the underlying it's the underlying reality between in all states. I am Brahman all the time. That is the understanding. I just have to recognize it. That's it. Isn't it? See, whether I know it or not, I am Brahman. Yes or no? Is there
Yeah.
anything else? Is there me plus Brahman, Brahman plus me, Brahman plus Padmaja, Brahman plus Anu? No. Brahman plus Ajnani, Brahman plus something else? No. All there is only Brahman. There is nothing else. See, another small, little, beautiful anecdote I want to say. Swami Vivekananda, he of course, he traveled the whole of the West, talking about our culture and Sanatana Dharma and all that. So once he was interviewed on television in the US, and the lady who was interviewing him asked him, so, sir, you say that everything is God. She started the interview like that. Vivekananda says, I have never preached such a strange doctrine. I have never said anything like that, he said. People were shocked. He said, what do you mean? She was shocked. I mean, you have clearly said that everything is God. Vivekananda said, no, there is only God. There is no everything. There is only God. See, that's a very subtle point. We feel that I see something, I see 100 people, I see the world, I see a flower, I see something in front of me, and that is God. No, I'm seeing God, it appears as something. That shift has to happen. I'm seeing a flower. No, I'm seeing God, it appears as a flower. See, do you understand the subtle difference in that? I'm seeing only God. I'm seeing nothing else. I'm seeing only Brahman all the time. Brahman appears as other things. It's not that everything is God. That's fine to understand in the first stages. But the reality is there is no everything. There's only God. See, this shift happens in me. It'll be so wonderful. I'm not seeing something else. I'm always seeing only Brahman. And I am Brahman. Brahman is seeing Brahman all the time. That is the Brahmi Sthiti. That's just a shift in the understanding. There's nothing else which is needed. No? See, just this little anecdote from Vivekananda, if it flashes in my mind, sometime during the day, that itself is a moment of Satori. No? Isn't it very beautiful? This shift in understanding, if it comes. Nirmala, you missed a very beautiful insight.
God has just now explained in the form of Purnima. A beautiful insight.
No, it was a wonderful revelation actually, that is the Brahmi Sthiti. I am never out of the Sthiti, just that I don't recognize it, that's all. Isn't it? It's always there in front of me, whatever, it is only Brahman. That is the insight. It appears as XYZ, that is different. So what I have to do is change the way I look at the world, change the way I talk, change the way I think. People might think we are mad if we start saying, oh, God is coming, his name is Ramakrishna. No, that's not the point. But the inner understanding has to go deep. That will be so beautiful.
Sarvam Brahma.
Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma.
Kalvidam Brahma, yeah.
Evo Brahmaiva Napara. Nothing, there is nothing different from Brahma and Jiva. It is nothing plus Brahman. No, it is not Brahman plus. No, it is only Brahman.
Only Brahman.
That if it goes into the, deep into my every cell of my being, done. That is the Brahmi Sthiti. That's the joke actually. That's the joke which is played on all of us. I think I'm something else. I'm not. It's a joke. I'm wearing a joker's vesha and going around. That's what it is. And it's not a journey in space or time. That's also there. See, any sthiti means I have to reach somewhere. No, it is not. It's here and now, right away, right now. Like a fish which is in water doesn't know where is what. Keeps wondering where is water, where is water, where is water. As stupid as that. My behavior is no more enlightened than that of a fish, which looks for water. Isn't it? So it's not a journey in space or time. It's not a journey from here to there. It is just that recognition here and now. That's it. It's not even after enlightenment that I'm Brahma. I'm right now, here and now, I'm Brahman. That's all. Helplessly and choicelessly, I'm Brahman. I cannot do anything about it. That which is so obvious once you talk about it, why cannot I live that truth? Is the Maya. That is the Maya. So once that breakthrough happens, Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha, he is always established in that Brahmi Sthiti. Nainam Prapya Vimukhyati, never, I mean, it's, you cannot, like somebody said, it's irreversible. Sumati said it's irreversible. It's always there. Once ignorance, see, ignorance has a beginning, but ignorance has no beginning, but it has an end. That is another thing, wonderful thing about ignorance. I don't know from when I have been ignorant. From probably from many births, but it has an end with this. Okay. All right. Anyone else want to share anything about this? Helipa.
That I feel a very subtle line between God realization and ella devra mel bara bidadu, right? The common usage, and doing our duty, right? Even the smallest possible thing. I feel when we are lazy, the lazy state that can easily, it takes advantage of ella devra mel now
The mind will do all sorts of correct.
So how do we, every time we have to remind ourselves of our duty to, I mean, the immediate action that has to be taken.
Correct.
The action to be taken.
Correct. See, there is also the swabhava of a person, no? See, someone is hyperactive, someone is kind of laid back. See, there cannot be one shoe fits all. See, even when there is the duties to be performed, some people take on more duties than necessary. You cannot really define what is one's duty, no, Sneha? Is it possible? See, you play, you are wearing many hats, mother, teacher, whatever it is, so many hats you are wearing. So whatever the duty is related to that, you do, which is perfectly fine. You have to do. So even there, when you become lax, life will get back at you. Life will teach you a lesson. Now, what are you trying to say now? Actually, how to remind myself?
Yes, where the delusion in doing our duty, right? I mean, it can be the smallest thing, right? To be able to think right, to be able to think, to know exactly what your duty is also. I feel like, right? I mean, being a mother and being a teacher, yeah, we may be doing as much as to the best of our knowledge, but there is something beyond that also. I feel we need, I need that wisdom to be able to think right.
You just do your duty and ade karmanyavadi karaste mapalesho. Just this is what nan givak tochtaro dishto. I will do it. Aitappa Krishnarpana. That's all we can do, Sneha. You can never achieve one perfection in daily materialistic transactions. It can never be perfect, because we are dealing with other minds and other egos, which will never accept. It's kind of impossible. Even God mele kopa baratte, ningen buddhi ilva anta, devrne baitivi in janagalna, and how do you expect me to be perfect in my actions? Yeah, it's impossible. Whatever I do, I just do it according to the situation, to the best of my ability. Sometimes not to the best of my ability. That is also there. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. As long as, here, listen, I think, yeah, this is the answer. As long as the bhavana inside me is always on the, it's pointing north. The compass is always pointing north. I will not, I will not cheat. all the ethical and moral values of life are in place within me at all times, I think it's perfectly valid. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. I cannot be perfect all the time. It's impossible. And I cannot do everything the way it should be done or it's expected of me. Impossible. No. And sometimes I slack. Perfectly fine. I don't, it's okay. That was the whole point of the talk that the other day I gave the talk, that the thing is, whatever you do, that was primarily about bhakti yoga, no? So the first point of the first approach of a bhakta is, whatever I'm doing it for God. Anything, any action, I'm doing it for you, my dear God. And this is what I can do at this point of time. Do it and stay. And don't carry it. And no feelings of guilt, no feelings of lack, no feelings of imperfection. No, this is my swabhava. All of us are born with certain abilities, certain, you cannot make a beautiful sculpture of me. No, it's impossible, because the nature of my body, mind is changing only. It can never be perfect. And God has manifested in these hundreds and millions and thousands of forms, different, like the fingerprint of each person is different. You cannot expect a robotic behavior from everybody, no? Like perfect, everybody can. That is why bhakti has to come to jnana later. All this is anyway Maya. I am not the body, mind, intellect. I am Brahman. That has to go very deep inside. So that I don't take ownership also. I did this wrong. I should have done that better. That ownership and doership also has to go. That is the main problem, is that ownership and doership, no? I did something wrong. That I am strengthening that I when I go on saying such things. Give it more power actually. So like you said, yeah, the mind can cheat and say, ha, God made me do this. But then that won't work. That karma will come and hit you. A criminal can say, no, like Duryodhana. Oh, no, somebody is sitting inside me and prerane korta idane nange ee ತರ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. No. See, the laws of God is manifested as the karma phala data. So according to your, according to the jiva's, credit and debit balance, things will go on its own in the presence of God. That's all. He will not come and do anything special. So that karma will keep activating all the time. But the main, what I can do, what is in my power is, the compass should always point north towards God. I should identify myself as what first. What am I? Am I a mother? Am I a teacher? Am I a wife? Am I a social worker? Am I an NGO? Am I going to save the world? What is my identity? That I have to first define for myself. So what Krishna says, or what the Mahatmas, Mahanubhava says, you identify yourself as a mumukshu first. I'm a seeker of God. That should be a primary identity. Then everything else will fall into place.
Okay.
Identity is the problem here. As so I try to do things. Mahatma Gandhi was asked, who are you? Because he's a he's so much, he's everywhere. He's doing so many things. He's a master strategist. He's giving directions to the people of India, do this, do that. But then at the end of the day, Mahatma Gandhi said, I'm just a simple man in search of God. I'm none of the other identities that you have, I'm seen. That thing, if it should be very clear at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, the end of the day, my identity, I should assert what am I. Either that I'm a seeker, I'm in search of God, or as I'm Brahman, ultimate identity. Yeah, that's the only way. And I think we are all doing fine, because we are all ethically and morally very upright, not a problem. And we have some degree of viveka is there also, vairagya is also there. I do not think we should worry about how I'm interacting with the world. And if the world sees me as incompetent and stupid, well, so be it. Doesn't matter. And really, you cannot please the world at all. Impossible. So let me not even go there.
Also our own expectations of ourselves, and I think that's what it is mainly, right?
Yes, expectations of the world as well as my own expectations. I have some goals, except about mumukshutva, don't have any other goals. That is take care of itself. Except as that mumukshu goal only has to be my primary goal, my primary expectation. And for any doubt, you consult Krishna. How would he have behaved in this? That's the very, very easy way of knowing what to do. How would he have done? What would Krishna do? All these what would Jesus do? You know, that's a big thing, no, among the Christians. What would Jesus do? So we can go, what would Krishna do? And then do it. Because he has done so many roles. And for each role, he has got a different formula, how to behave. Isn't it? Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, please talk. Yeah, only I am talking. 5 more minutes left.
Hello. So, with all this, we are stuck in a Maya called the samsara. With all this, whatever we are doing, this duties, our duties as a wife, or child, or father, or mother, like this, it is very difficult to come to the state of this Brahmi, is it not? As you said, we are stuck in the Maya, samsara. Difficult to come to this state of Brahmi.
First of all, it is nothing a state to be coming anta, no. There is not a state to be achieved. I am always that anta. That recognition has to happen. That's the thing. Little correction. It is not a state that I should achieve. It's something I should recognize. That is number one. Number two, the only way prescribed by the Mahatmas are Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. There is no easy formula. Kelta irodu, Shravana. Listen to the truths as told in the Gita and the other Vedas and Upanishads. Manana, contemplate on it all the time. And Nididhyasana was also contemplation. And try to implement that in your life. Eno madakagala. See, to lead the life, we have the moral rule book in the Karma Kanda. Id madu, panchayadna madu, Matu Devo Bhava, Pitu Devo Bhava, all that we have to do. Pitrugal nodkobeku, janar nodkobeku, society nodkobeku. That moral code of conduct has been given to us in the Karma Kanda of the Vedas. That is how this is the way to lead life. Later, what should my attitude be? That is given in the Upanishads to recognize my true nature as Brahman. Yes, it is difficult, but that's the only formula. That's the only formula.
Gita gives technique and the ಜ್ಞಾನನೂ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಕು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಷಟ್ ಸಂಪತ್ತಿ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಶ್ರವಣದಿಂದ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಬ್ರಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ we can approach this state. Approach this.
Yes. This is Brahma Jnana plus Yoga Sutra. Also, this Bhagavad Gita gives. After this second chapter, Krishna is only talking about how to achieve it. Brahma Aure. Dhyana, Yoga, Bhakti. Yalla bari how to do yoga kodtane. Idrol bari Jnana kodta idane. Next to yoga. Full detail barutte.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Well said. Yes, Nirmala ji.
2 things I want to tell you. Number one, there is a room which has been closed for 10,000 years. And how do you clean it? How do you do it? How? Just put one deepam and the whole thing is lit up and beautifully. One deepam, one small deepam. You don't need 10,000 sticks. Just one small deepam. Like that, the ajnana will be removed. The guru gives you the that stick. But the lighting has to be done by us. We have to walk it. He can only show you the path. The walking has been done by each person. Number 1. Number 2 भी हो गया. ये with Maya बोल रही हो, there are 2 Mayas. One avidya Maya is there, another is Vidya Maya. The same Maya, once it sees you very concentratedly sticking to Mumukshutva, the same Maya will remove the screen and show you the path to Vidya. Hello?
Yeah, correct, Nirmala. Very well said. One more I wanted to add to Ramamani ji. So she was asking when will I come out of this Maya and all. So it is not like from 0 to 100, it will not move. Okay. So our Prabhuji has given a formula. It is called FIRE. Okay. As long as we are doing this continuous manana, shavana, nididhyasana and all that, we have a yardstick by which we can I can measure my progress. F is the frequency of my disturbance to the worldly occurrences will come down. That is the yardstick I have to apply to myself. Previously, I used to get angry every 10 minutes. Now I get angry only 3 times a day. Is it doable? No, Ramamani? Atara ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದಲ್ವಾ ಒಂದ್ yardstick? F, ಅದೊಂದು frequency. ಆಮೇಲೆ I is intensity. ಮೊದಲು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಕೋಪ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಇವಾಗ ಕೋಪ ಬಂದ್ರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬರತ್ತೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗತ್ತೆ. ಅಥವಾ ತುಂಬಾ ದುಃಖ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಇವಾಗ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟೇನ್ ದುಃಖ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆತರ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ RE ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ರಿಕವರಿ ಟೈಮ್. ಮೊದಲು ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅಪ್ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ತಿಂಗಳಗಟ್ಲೆ ಐ ಕುಡಂಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ನೌ ಒಂದ್ ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫೈನ್. What is the transformation I can see in myself? ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಯಿಂದ ಹೊರಗ್ ಬರೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಂದು FIRE ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ. That's the formula which has been given.
What is the full expansion? FIRE ಅಂದ್ರೆ R recovery ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ?
ಅಲ್ಲ, F ಅಂದ್ರೆ frequency,
intensity, recovery.
Frequency, intensity and recovery. Recovery ಗೆ RE.
RE, okay.
Three things I have to monitor about my own progress. Am I coming out of Maya ಅನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ. How intensely I was getting worked up by the world. Now how I have, let's come down. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. That's it. And ಬಂಧವಾಸನ and ಭೋಗವಾಸನ. ವಿದ್ಯಾಮಯ ಅವಿದ್ಯಾಮಯ ನಿರ್ಮಲ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಬಂಧವಾಸನ and ಭೋಗವಾಸನ ಅಂತ. So we have got vasanas. ತಲೆಯಿಂದ ಕಾಲ್ವರೆಗೂ ಬರೀ ವಾಸನಾಸೆ. ಬಂಧವಾಸನಾಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಸನಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಮೀ. ತಿರ್ಗಾ ನಾನು, ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ನನ್ನ ಮನೆ, ನನ್ನ ಮಠ, ಮೈ ಪೊಸೆಷನ್ಸ್, ಮೈ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್, ಅದು ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಗ್ರಿಗಿದೆ ನನಗೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾಳೆ ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ನನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು 50% ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಂದು ಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಅಂತ ಆ ತರ ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಭೋಗವಾಸನ ಇಸ್ ಫೈನ್. ನನ್ಗೇನೋ ತಿನ್ನಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟ, ನಂಗೇನೋ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹಾಕೊಳಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟ, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ದೇವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ ನೀನು, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ದೇಹ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಇರೋ ತನಕ ಭೋಗವಾಸನ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೋಬೇಡ. ಅದೇ ತುಂಬಾ ಅತಿ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅದ್ ಇಲ್ದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹಂಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವ್ ಯಾರು. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಫೈನ್. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವರಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಟ್ ಭೋಗವಾಸನ ಟೂ ಮಚ್. ಬಂಧವಾಸನ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
Question on, I have a question.
Yes,
ಹೇಳಿ. ಈಗ ಸಾರಿ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್, ಸೊ
ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್.
ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಇವಾಗ ಬಂಧವಾಸನ ನಾವು ಈವನ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಡೂ ಗುಡ್ ಡೀಡ್ಸ್, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ದಟ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಸ್ ಅ ಬಂಧನ್? ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸೇ I do annadhanam. I'm used to doing that, but I feel like I mean, can that cause a bondage?
It can, anything can cause a bondage, yeah. But doing there's a better bondage than doing harmful things in the world. So no, that has to be done. The formula is given by Swami Vivekananda is what's the purpose of human life ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, Atmano mokshartham. First, nina moksha. Mokshada karege, the individual has to strive towards realizing his true self. Atmano mokshartham. Jagat hitayacha. Then what shall I do with my life? Bari adhyayana ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳ? No. Jagat hita ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡು. They should go parallelly, Sumati. You have to do both.
That
So
makes sense.
for myself, I have to strive for my salvation. For the world, I have to do Jagat hita karyas.
That actually reminds me of a story of Swami Vivekananda ji. When he was in Calcutta, a Brahmin from the south comes to visit him. He's a very, very renowned scholar.
All right.
But Vivekananda ji is busy with, there are some floods in Calcutta. So he is going and serving their people. So this scholar gets very upset that I have come all the way and you are not discussing with me Vidya. So he says about this, that serving the people is more important at this time.
Correct.
Even though he is a scholar himself, he doesn't take that route.
Yeah, he's just a scholar, he's just a pandita. Correct. Yeah. So that is the beauty of this Brahma Jnana. You can do whatever you want in the world, yet be that in the background you should, one can always remember, no, either in the bhakti marga, in the bhakti way, like saying, I'm doing this for God. When you are serving, you can always think, no, I'm serving this, I'm doing this for God. Why should it be separate from whatever you're doing? Or that distance you can create. Okay, all this is happening. This is a screen on which a movie is being played. I'm also playing, my BMI is also playing a role. That yavadadru one jnana yavaglu one hingade irbeku. Either that I'm doing this for God, or that the thing is I'm Brahman. It is all Maya. It is all a dream. I'm doing all this in my dream. Yavadadru ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೊಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ it's good. Actually, when you are completely involved in a work, there is no ego involved. So you don't have to worry about thinking about anything also. Thinking about remembering that I am God, remembering that I am Brahman. Adiyenu bekagilla. When you are completely involved in something, that doesn't come in the picture at all, because there is no difference at all from the doer and the deed. Only the doing is there. When you think back later, all that ownership, doership comes later actually. So when that comes, one has to be alert. That's it. Or when I'm criticizing about the world or somebody XYZ, better have that consciousness, okay, fine, this is also a natak is going on in front of me. That is nothing else, is it? Can I actually grasp what happened yesterday? It's already gone. And tomorrow, I don't even know what's going to happen. It's all just in my head, isn't it? So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ನಾಟಕ ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದು.
Nicely said.
ನಾಟಕನೋ ಕನ್ಸು ಅಥವಾ ನಾಟಕ. ಎಲ್ಲ ತಮಾಷೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಷ್ಟೇ. ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಳುನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಹೆಂಗಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ಸು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಇಟ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪಾಯಿಲ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್. ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾಟಕ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಥವಾ ಹತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವೋ, ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋ, ಚಪ್ಪಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ನೈಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಲೀಪ್, ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ನಾಟಕ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಮೈಂಡ್, ಅಂಡ್ that is why we go to sleep also. Get in touch with my real self actually. Yes, Nirmala, you're mute.
One story I think all of you must be knowing. Two Zen Buddhists are walking, and a beautiful lady with a beautiful dress walks, and she wants to cross the small stream.
Correct.
And this monk she's afraid that she will wet her dress. So this monk just carries her and puts her across that side and walks on.
Correct.
The other fellow, after 1 hour, is asking, what you did is wrong. We are Zen Buddhists. You are not supposed to touch a woman like that. He said, I carried her 1 hour ago and dropped her. You're
Correct.
still carrying it in your head.
Correct. Correct. Beautiful. That's what we are doing. Drop it. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲೇ drop. Just drop it and go ahead. Unless you learn the lesson. See, the experience is there for a reason. For me to correct myself. Yes, Chandra?
Actually, those Zen Buddhists, no. So he goes and tells it to his guru. See, this fellow is done like that. That guru says, he is already forgotten why you are carrying it. Anta.
Already forgotten. Very correct. ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವತ್ತು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ 8:10 ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಝೆನ್ ಮಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಸಿ ಬಿಗ್ ಇದು ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳು ಒಣಗಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ತುಂಬಾ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೋತ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ಲಟರಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಫೆಲೋ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೋತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಫೆಲೋ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಂಟ್ಲಿ ಸೇಸ್, ಓ ದೇರ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಂಡ್, the clothes are moving, the clothes are fluttering. So the other fellow says, hey, you fool, it's not the clothes that is fluttering, it's the wind that is blowing. And the third fellow says, it is your mind that is moving, not even the cloth, not even the wind, it's your mind that is moving. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದು ನಮ್ ತಲೆನಲ್ಲಿ, ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಏನು? ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನು. ಆ ಮೈಂಡ್ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮೈಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೈ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ದ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಆನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂತ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಬಟ್ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗೋ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಪ, ತಾಪ, ದುಃಖ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂತೋಷ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬರ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಸಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣಸ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಯಾವುದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವನು. ಬಟ್ ಜ್ಞಾನ, ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಜ್ಞಾನ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್. ಓಕೆ,
Wow, very well explained.
Krishna's life was the worst. But we found him smiling all the time.
ಹೌದು, ಜೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟದ ಪಾಪ, ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸಾಯಿಸೋರು ಅವನ್ಗೆ. ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಪಿತೂರಿ, ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ hounded by these demons and mistaken by everybody all the time. True.
But still, there was just a smile.
Always smiling.
Dancing in his face.
He was a Purna Avatara.
That is why we should take him as a role model anta hange smiling irta ಇದೆ.
ಅಷ್ಟೇಪ್ಪ, ಅವನೇ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಲು. That's it. What would Krishna do? That is the formula to apply. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಜುನನ್ಗೆ ನೀನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓಡೋಟೋಗು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತಲೇ ಹೇಳೋದು. He will not advise Arjuna to not do his dharma of a kshatriya, isn't it? So that we should always remember. My dharma I should do. But ಅದೇ ಪಾಪ ಸ್ನೇಹ ಕೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೂ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನನ್ ಧರ್ಮ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ. ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ವಿಲ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಬೈ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎರರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ? ಓಕೆ, shall we close for the day? And through the week, let us discuss.
Until you learn the lesson, this life will give you the same test again and again.
ಹೌದು. The lesson is, this is a natak ashte. Not that you will learn to do something perfectly. No, that's not happening. No, that's not happening.
You have to learn to go beyond it.
This is it anta artha madkobekashte. This is as good as it gets. That's it.
Yes. In that, how well are you able to balance?
That's it. It's all a balance. That is what Buddha says, madhyama marga or whatever it is. That's it. Innenilla. All right. Shall we close?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you everybody.
Sukhino
bhavantu.
Bye. Thank you.